Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm finally going to be showing you some of tips and tricks for hooded eyes. I feel your struggle if you have hooded eyes. I totally understand the struggle, trust me. When I first got into makeup, I was like, I would like try these makeup tutorials and nothing would look good. It would just look so weird. And I finally found out like that hooded eyes were a thing. I didn't even know at first. So yeah, and then once I figured out that I had hooded eyes, I had to figure out how to work with them, and I couldn't find like any videos back when at least back then, when I was looking for it on how to work with hooded eyes. So there probably are some now, but anyways, I'm just gonna do like a what not to do and what to do, I guess. It's a pretty standard thing nowadays. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I even made myself a handy little list because I was like, I got to get it all. I was like in bed like, what? All right, so I do have foundation on and everything like that. Also, I have eye primer on. Obviously, I don't have my brows done because that kind of comes into play. You'll see why. Actually, let's just start with the brows so that I can tell you all about that. All right, yeah, let's just get right into the video. Alright, so I know I did a brow tutorial recently, so I'm not going to go really deep into how to do your brows, but I definitely didn't speak anything having to do with like hooded or not. But, okay, yeah. I'm going to do this brow of how not to do it, or I'm going to do this side of how not to do it and this side of how to do it. I don't know, it's random. Okay, so I wound up just doing both brows because I felt like I could explain it better once they were done. So, as you can see, this brow right here it has more of a dip to it. Like, it's curved a lot more downward. And then this one right here it has a lot more of a straight angle. Do you see what I mean? This will just really bring my hood down. It's gonna bring my eyes down. This is gonna lift the hood and bring them, honestly, like, it looks like it has a big curve, but honestly, it's really straight. It really is a straight, but since I have a hood, it just brings it down. Alright, so now onto the topic of interest. I'm going to move on to the eyes. First thing I always do no matter what, hooded eyes, not hooded eyes, I always set my eyes with just like a skin toned powder, whatever whatever powder matches your skin tone, an eyeshadow, translucent powder, whichever. So I'm going to do that on both eyes. Right, so in a normal makeup tutorial, usually they're going to start with a crease color or a transition shade, and you're going to think to take that into your crease. But with hooded eyes, you usually don't have the same type of crease as what they're talking about. So I'm going to start with the shade Raw Sienna right here, not that it fully matters. But I'm going to do what you shouldn't do by doing what I used to do by just thinking I would take it right into my crease. So like, I would literally just start right there, and I would do what they do in there. So, as you can see already, without even like putting eyeshadow on this side, this eye looks so much more hooded just by putting that eyeshadow in there. So now I'm going to show you what you should do. You should just go just a bit above where your hood is, or where the like little crease of your hood is. So I'm taking this literally right above. It's the same shade. And I'm just doing that same motion. And I'm not taking it all the way out, nor am I taking it all the way in. I'm kind of just keeping it in the center. And I'm really gonna bring this shadow up. So a lot of times in my tutorials, I'll say in my upper crease, and that's because I don't really mean in my crease, because my crease is a hood. So that really wouldn't make sense to put it in there because it's gonna wind up accentuating the hood. So I'm going right above where that crease of the hood is. So I'm going to blend out this first shade right here and just make sure that it's all very blended. And as you can see, I'm really taking it up into this brow bone part of it and making sure it really diffuses up into there. Because think of it like contouring your cheekbones. Where you put the shade is where it's going to sink in, and where you put brightness is where it's going to pop out. So if you want your hood to sink in and make it look like you have more dimension there, you gotta darken it. You see what I'm saying? So you start with that crease shade and just blend it all the way up. So as you can already see, this eye is so much more lifted, and this eye is really coming down. So I'm gonna continue with that. So now I'm gonna take this dark brown shade right here, Cypress Umber, and I'm gonna show you how to really accentuate the eye and darken it up rather than this is just a crease shade. So what I would use to, What is wrong with me? What I used to do is do basically what I just did with that other shade. I would do the same thing over again with a darker shade. So I'm just gonna do exactly that. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this same shade that I was just doing right here, and I'm gonna start on the outer corner, the outer upper crease. I'm trying to term this correctly. It's basically right there. And I'm just going to keep it on the outer crease, which I mean, you know, not taking it into the actual crease. It's kind of like winging it out. I don't really want to call it that, but if you notice, the general shape of what I do, and I'm gonna blend this out, the general shape of what I do is always has this like natural kind of wing, and that's because it will bring my eyes up and make them like look less hooded. Sorry, I'm grabbing for another blending brush. Rather than just keeping it in the crease where someone without a hooded eye might direct you to do in a makeup tutorial. Alright, so another really common thing in a makeup tutorial is you'll hear that they're going to highlight their brow bone, which everyone likes to highlight their brow bone, but this is one thing that I was doing wrong for the longest time. I was highlighting the brow bone way too much. I would take it and I would highlight this whole part right here because I thought, hey, why not? But just like what I was saying earlier, you have to think of it as contour. Whatever you put light on is gonna pull forward, and whatever you put darkness on is gonna pull back. So, as you can see, this just pulled my hood so much further from bringing, do you see that? Alright, so what I suggest to do, and this isn't perfectly blended, you know, I'm just getting the point across to you. So I would just take that shade and just take the littlest bit right in that arch, and that will just lift your brow and make you, and once again, lift your eye and kind of bring it to an up, more like that. So this is gonna sink down your eye and also bring your hood down, and this is gonna bring your eye up and make it look a lot more beautiful. And you can blend this out, you know, down a little bit. Just don't bring it all right here like that. Don't do that, trust me. I mean, you could see. God, my hair is driving me nutso today. Anyways, alright, so I know it may look like I did two different things on the bottom lash line with both eyes, but I really didn't. It's exact amount of shadow and everything, but it just looks so different because of how it blends with the top eyeshadow. It just, yeah. Hopefully you can see what I'm saying here. It's like, this is just... Anyways, alright, let's get on to winged eyeliner. I don't generally wear winged eyeliner because it's really tricky when it comes to hooded eyes, and it's just kind of like I'd rather pass. But I do wear it sometimes, and I get a lot of questions about it, about like how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, why sometimes I say I can't do it. But I will be honest that some days my eyes are more puffy than others, having to do with dehydration or whatnot. But anyways, I do have a way I do it on days that I do wear winged liner, so let me just fill you in on that. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is just do it the way that you would see anybody do it on a regular makeup tutorial for somebody that doesn't have hooded eyes. So just going to go straight up and just do like a regular wing. So let me just do that for you real quick and you'll see. Alright, this is a really bad wing. It's a really bad example, but normally when somebody would do a winged liner, they would totally just go straight up and make it like V'd, but when you look at me, that's what it looks like. It like winds up being like a spoon type thing. I don't even know. So that does not work, and I used to wear my winged liner like this all the time, but the way that I'm about to show you just suits me so much better. So, alright. Basically what I'm going to do is just go straight out and keep it really thin and go straight back in. It's still going to look like it has that wing shape, but it's not. It's going to be a little bit different. So you'll see. I'm just going to do it real quick and then show you after because, like I said, I can't talk while I do a wing. So as you can see, this one goes more it's really just like a straight out wing, but when I look up, it still has that like swoop look to it. It honestly isn't the best, even though like this is how I would do it. It's still not the best, and that's why I choose most of the time not to wear a wing at all. Usually the lashes kind of like conceal it, but in photos it winds up looking really good because it like elongates my eye and everything. Sorry. All right, let's get on to lashes now. I am gonna darken this up a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna darken this up a little bit because I don't know if there's really a point, but I just normally would darken that up a little bit more, so I'm gonna do that. All right, so I just put my lashes on. It took me a really freaking long time because I realized that I don't have very many lashes that don't suit my eyes. So there are two types of lashes. There's lashes where the longest point is on the end, and there are lashes where the longest point is in the center. And as you can see, these ones have the longest point in the center. And I trimmed them a little bit weird when I first wore them because I wanted to try to make them work. But these ones are more of a flare where the longest point is on the end. So basically that's the point of what I'm saying, is it'll really close off your eye if you wear lashes like this. Do you see what I'm saying? It just closes off your eyes, where this will open them up and bring them up. All right, so I just threw on some lipstick just to kind of complete the look. The look. Really good one, huh? Anyways, I'm having a really freaking hard time looking at myself right now because it's just driving me crazy to see this, but I hope you guys get the point. I know it can be really tricky. It took me a really long time of just trial and error, really. So just try what I did right here. Do what I said not to do on one eye and do what I said to do on one eye and see if you see the difference. I'm sure you will, trust me. It's just one of those things that once you see on yourself, you'll be like, oh, right, yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys learned something new from this video. I really, really, really hope you did, because I know how hard it is. I know what it's like. So yeah, hopefully this will help you. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I make videos every single Thursday and Sunday, so you can check out my old videos. I've got plenty to look at. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a great day or whatever, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!